Venus Jain has published numerous research papers on religion, culture, and role of women in religious activities. She is a distinguished fellow of National Foundation for Entrepreneurship Development, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. She has frequently invited by various TV channels for shows related to the education. She regularly appears on radio 90.8 FM for discussion on the various academic topics. She is constantly invited as keynote speaker and subject expert to national and international conferences. Being the academically very sound and her because of his erudite, she can be followed by on her YouTube channel History with Dr. Venus Jain. We extend our welcome to Professor Venus and invite her to deliver her talk. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
It's my proud privilege to be standing here today to deliver this talk, and I'm very happy to say that I'm a proud alumnus of DAV College. I have done my B.Ed and LLB from DAV College, Muzaffarnagar, and I'm so happy to deliver whatever I know about new education policy to my own institution. Ma'am, should I share my slides? Is that possible?
Sure. Okay. You can share.
All right. Just give me a second, please. Is my slide visible?
Yeah. Sure, Professor Venus.
Yes,
we can see your slides and hear you clearly.
All right. Thank you. So, respected educational fraternity and dear students, new education policy is something which has brought a little flexibility to what was there already existing. Change is constant, and education policy, our education system which was existing also required a change. The topic which has given to me to discuss is effective implementation of national education policy, challenges, strategies, and possibilities. The new Education Policy 2020, also known as NEP 2020, marks a watershed moment in the history of education in India. It represents an ambitious and transformative vision to revamp the country's educational landscape, which had remained largely unchanged for over 3 decades. However, the journey towards realizing this vision is fraught with challenges, and it is incumbent upon us to explore these hurdles comprehensively while also illuminating the vast possibilities it offers for the future of education in India. First of all, let's see what is in the veil of NEP, how it is a complete paradigm shift. The National Education Policy 2020, officially approved by the Union Cabinet of India on July 29, 2020, represents a complete roadmap for reforming and rejuvenating India's education system. It is critical to begin our exploration by understanding the fundamental tenets and aspirations encapsulated within NEP 2020. See, we at Amity, we have rolled on new education policy right in 2020. As soon as this new education policy was formulated, we were successful in understanding, discussing it with the stalwarts in the education system, and then implementing it. Now, what are the highlights? First of all, we should understand what are the highlights of the new education policy, how it is different from the one that was existing earlier. Now, it says, what it claims? It claims foundational literacy and numeracy. It says that by the time a student reaches grade 3, anywhere, he should be able to understand the fundamentals of numerals, and he should be illiterate in terms of he should know reading and writing. Second thing is holistic education. Now, if we go to ancient India, the aim of education at that time was very different from the aim of education at this time. At the moment, we as educationists, we always face this kind of situation that parents come to us and they ask us कि मैडम इसको क्या करा दें, किस चीज में इसको अच्छी नौकरी मिल जाएगी. So what is the aim of education? Is the aim of education earning a lot of money, or is the aim of education becoming a good citizen, someone who respects, who knows the 4 purusharthas of life, dharma, artha, kam, and moksha? Now the thing is, dharma has gone in, right? Dharma here is responsibility. So when these parents are asking कि किस चीज में अच्छी नौकरी लग जाएगी, at that time they are not having the vision कि नौकरी तो लग जाएगी, ठीक है, the student will get lots and tons of dollars, will go away. Will he or she be able to fulfill the purpose of education, that is dharma, artha, kam, and moksha? Dharma is, will he be able to look after the parents? Will he be able to look after his family? So holistic education herein tries to address that. In this, second purpose also is there. If we define it in a different manner, here holistic education means, like, for example, we are implementing this new education policy from the graduation level. The student has passed his 12th standard and is completely not sure as if what he wants to do in his future. So till now he was going to honors courses or general courses, basically, like he will go for BA honors history, or will go for a BBA, or will go for BCom, right? At times this was guided by the teachers, at times it was guided by the parents, at times it was peer pressure, and student was not able to identify completely what he wants to do, or at times he was double-minded, what he can do and what he cannot do and what he wants to do. So here holistic education is the main focus of this new education policy, which has made this education policy completely flexible. How flexible? Like, now a student, see, there are various credits. A student has to earn 171 and 72 credits in his 3 years. But not all credits says, I'll talk about history as an example because I'm a professor in history. So earlier when a student was taking admission in BA honors history, he was doing more or less all the papers of history. But now, even if he is taking admission in BA honors history, his course is majorly divided into majors and minors. It is discipline 1. In discipline 1, he will be taking 6 credits of history because he has taken admission in BA honors history. Then discipline 2, he will take anything from arts domain. 6 credits of arts domain he can take. That can be political science, that can be sociology, that can be philosophy, that can be geography, anything which arts and humanities offers. Then discipline 3 is an open elective course, which from the entire university, he can pursue anything. For example, a student of history is interested in programming. He can take a 6 discipline course, 6 credit course from programming. Or if a student is interested in filmmaking, he can take a 6 credit course for filmmaking. Now, how this advances is that in first year, the student will be doing discipline 1 and discipline 2 and discipline 3 with minors and ability enhancement course, vocational courses, those will be constant. Like vocational courses are there, which will be progressive in nature. Like in all, if there are 18 credits, so 3 credits in first semester, 3 in second semester, 3 in third semester, that is way in a progressive manner so that he learns some vocation. Or ability enhancement course are also there. But I'm talking about major courses here. In major courses, in the first year, the student can choose 3 disciplines, right? One, he can have a fanciful flight of whatever he wants to do as a hobby, or this hobby may later on turn to be his passion also. In semester 2, this open elective is withdrawn and he will be able to do 2 courses. One, BA Honours History, as he has taken admission in BA Honours History, and the other course he was pursuing from the same domain. It was political science or sociology or economics or whatever humanities was offering. Then in semester, semester, not semester 2, it is second year. First year, discipline 1, discipline 2, discipline 3. Second year, discipline 1 and discipline 2, discipline 3 is withdrawn. And then third year, it is discipline 1, all specialization electives of discipline 1 will be taken. So the student herein is getting a flavor of more than 3 subjects at the graduation level. So that will make his learning multidisciplinary, that he has got the knowledge of multidisciplines, which will later on widen his scope for excuse me, which will later on widen his scope for his jobs and what he wants to do in his life, or maybe for future education. Next thing this new education policy offers is vocational education. Now, vocational education is a kind of education that apart from what he is doing in terms of BA Honours History, BA Honours Geography, BA Honours Sociology, apart from that, he is skilled into a particular skill which may help him to do something beyond his educational syllabus. Now, fourth thing, this NEP is focusing on is teacher training and professional development. Now, to unfold this new education policy, a lot of teacher training and professional development is required because it is a completely new type of curriculum, and all the existing people who are already into the existing system also have to be multi-talented to unfold this program. So for which a lot of teacher training and professional development will be required. Another highlights of this new education policy is that there will be a high level of transformation in higher education. Because till now, this higher education was running in a conventional manner. For last 3 decades, there was no change, but now the change which has come is not gradual. It is a complete change in the entire system of education, and from specialization into one particular field, it is making it multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary, so that the basic difference is earlier it was focused on that the student will become a good citizen of the country, but now these are gone. He has to become a good citizen. He has to become a good global citizen. So to address the need of the entire globe, this multidisciplinary education is required. Some regulatory reforms will also be required in the education system. And for example, this education system offers graduation of 3 years as well as of 4 years. Now, till now, we have seen such cases that because of this education system, sometimes some students were able to do 1 year of graduation and then they used to leave it. And then they, for some reasons, sometimes they used to leave it for 2 years, sometimes they were not able to complete it for some reason or the other. Now, in this system, nothing is wasted. If the student pursues his education for a year in graduation, he can very well withdraw after a year if it feels that he is, for some circumstances, not able to continue his education or he wants to do something else. This year doesn't go wasted. He will be given It is known as multiple exit and multiple entry program. So now what NEP is offering, NEP is offering a multidisciplinary program in the sense multiple exit and multiple entry program. So in this program, what is going to happen? The student can take admission in BA honors first year or BA first year, and then if he wants to withdraw after a year, he will be provided with a certificate in BA history. If he plans to withdraw after 2 years, he is given a diploma, that is a diploma in BA history. If he does his 3 years, he will get a BA degree. And if he does his 4 years, he will get BA honors history with research. So nothing goes waste. Fourth is focus on digital education. A lot of focus has been now laid on digital education. Although this work of national education policy was much earlier done by lockdown. During lockdown, we all got digitalized and we all started using material available on the digital platforms in our education system, like podcasting, like YouTube, many platforms are available. Another thing what new education policy is focusing when they talk about digital education is it is not necessary that a student has to do all the courses. He has to earn all 172 credits from the college itself. Like if there are 6 papers in one particular semester, it is not necessary that the student will do all those papers from the college he is registered in, because new education policy allows to complete the credit through various digital platforms like SWAYAM, like NPTEL and others. So he may choose that out of 28 credits, 22 he is going to earn from the college he is registered in, and 6 credits he will earn from SWAYAM and or NPTEL, any such platform he can go to. So these are the key highlights of new education policy. Now, what are the challenges in implementing new education policy? Now, whatever the government says, but we have introduced the new education policy. We have introduced the new education policy, and the challenges we are facing. First challenge was that the admission in BA honors. Now, the timetable was made by the Department of History and they were regulating the timetable. But now what happened, according to new education policy, now a student who's taking admission in BA honors history is not confined to BA honors history, because he is doing only 6 credits of history in the first year. 6 credits he is doing of political science, and 6 credits he is doing maybe of Python. Now, my timetable goes according to me, but political science may have a different timetable and Python may have a different timetable. And then there are various minors also, ability enhancement courses also, and vocational courses also. So putting all that into timetable was a 1 semester challenge for all of us, that how everyone is taking 3 disciplines. Everyone's 3 disciplines can be different. And it is the biggest practical challenge I'm talking about is about new education policy was timetabling what credits this new education policy wants to offer. Second is curriculum development and adaptation. Till now, we all have been working on a conventional curriculum that has been made at a point in time. And like, for example, if I tell you what we were doing in history, in the first semester, we were teaching ancient Indian history. Second semester, we were teaching medieval Indian history. Third semester, we were doing modern Indian history. Fourth semester, we were doing contemporary history. Fifth semester, we were doing world history. Sixth semester, we were doing dissertation. But now, according to new education policy, that whole syllabus has to be revamped, because in the first semester, it's only 6 credits. In the second semester, it's only 6 credits. In the third semester, there are 12 credits. Fourth semester, 12 credits, and rest all credits are to be done in the final year. So the whole syllabus has to be revamped, and it has to be designed according to now the needs, because Be Honest History, whatever first semester is offering, is not only being done by the students of history only, who will be doing the entire course in the course of time. It is done by the students of various other disciplines. It can be political science, sociology, economics, mathematics, science, anyone can try to study history now. So curriculum development, if and then adaptation of that curriculum, there requires a lot of teachers training, that whatever new curriculum has been developed, the implementation of that new curriculum is also going to be a very, very challenging task, which will require teachers training and capacity building. Capacity building in the sense, many of us were teaching a limited number of papers over the decades, that since the time we started teaching with few minor changes, we were teaching particular papers. But now the papers have been introduced with different demands, with different other perspectives, and the pedagogy of teaching has also is also becoming new. So a lot of teacher training and the capacity building of the existing teachers is required, which is very, very challenging. Another challenge that this new education policy is posing is standardization and flexibility. Now, the syllabus, the curriculum has to be standard and also has to be flexible. Standard, so that like still the students who will be doing BA Honors History have to clear NET, have to go for IAS, have to go for PCS, have to go for historical journalism, have to go for artificial intelligence and courses if they want to go for museums and all that. So that is standardization. And the flexibility. How flexibility is, till now, when we were asking the industry to absorb the students of BA Honors History, they absolutely had no job which is specified for a student of BA Honors History. So these students were nowhere. Either they have to go for higher education, that is, they do their MA, they do BEd, they do PhD and get into education, or they qualify some competition and they get into those bodies. But now this gives you flexibility that the student who was doing BA Honors History has also done a course in travel and tourism, or also has done a course in artificial intelligence. Now, these students who have done courses in travel and tourism or have done courses in artificial intelligence are very much absorbed by these historical monuments, that management of historical monuments through artificial intelligence, right? This requires multi-talented people who have the knowledge of history, who have the knowledge of artificial intelligence also. The biggest challenge we have faced, and is actually a challenge, is resistance to change. For last 3 decades, we were operating on an established education system, wherein the syllabus was unrolled in a particular manner. The colleges were divided, they were quite compartmentalized, that Department of History, Department of Education, Department of Physics. It was not necessary for them to operate in a collaborative manner for interdisciplinary exchange of education, for multidisciplinary exchange of education. But now, this compartmentalization is not possible because history department will not be able to cater complete course come for BA Honors History. So he'll have to collaborate with other departments of humanities, and also if the students are interested in doing some digital courses, they may have to collaborate from MCA department, or if the student is interested in doing some course from biotechnology, then the history department will have to collaborate with biotechnology department. And then some ability enhancement courses that the students decides that as an ability enhancement course, he wants to learn filmmaking. So you have to collaborate with communication department, filmmaking department. So this compartmentalization in which we were living for last 30 years, that BA Honors History means BA Honors, and then there were some foundation courses which the student will find out himself what he wants to take, and then he can do it. But now the entire academic planning worksheet of each student will be looked after by the faculty member, who will, someone have to mentor the students. Now it is not कि जाओ एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म ले लो और जो सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ने हैं उसमें भर दो और जाके दे दो, ऐसा नहीं हो पाएगा। बिकॉज वी विल हैव टू गाइड ईच स्टूडेंट कि भाई आपने हिस्ट्री लिया है, आपको आर्ट्स डोमेन में से ये सब्जेक्ट लेने हैं, ये सब्जेक्ट में से हम आपको अवेलेबिलिटी तो ये है, बट बिकॉज ऑफ दीज सर्टेन रीजंस वी विल बी एबल टू डू दिस एंड दिस ओनली विद यू, right? And if you're taking history, you are eligible to take sociology, but you cannot take it because the timetable is not permitting. So you will have to take political science and economics and defense, any three out of these. And then from open elective, although you are free to take anything from the university, but because of the operational issues, you will be allowed to take these many out papers. So for this, like for example, now up till now, me as a head of the Department of History was like student taking in admission in BA Honors History. We were looking after that, how many papers he will be studying and who will be teaching and how many classes I have to arrange and what is the manpower required. But now when the students are coming for multidisciplinary education, first thing is that I'll manage history, what we are going to do and how we will do. But I'll have to first collaborate with political science department. Ma'am, these many students of mine will be doing political science and please give us a manpower to do that, or you will be merging it and how we will be doing it. And same with, I'll go to different departments. So we will have to change. This resistance to change was very, very difficult to overcome. And for one semester, it was seriously difficult. And we were all the time thinking that this decision has to be rolled back and we are wasting the time of the students, because actually not that the new education policy was wrong, but the operational issues which were there in unrolling the new education policy were very difficult to address. And we learned it at times by hit and trial, and at times many experts and many trainings were organized for all of us. So apart from all other challenges, resistance to change is the biggest challenge which the new education policy is going to face. And this resistance is because the last education policy did not allow us to change. Now, what are the strategies to overcome these challenges? So the strategies to overcome these challenges are very different and very, very thought-provoking, that what we want to do and how we want to do it. Just a minute. I want to. Am I audible still? I've stopped sharing. Yeah. So
you are clearly audible.
All right.
Can continue.
Yeah, sure.
Sharing without sharing.
Okay. So challenges, I was discussing that what are the strategies? We have discussed the highlights of the education, that foundational literacy and numeracy is required. Holistic education, it is what that is addressing. Vocational education, it is focusing on. Teacher training and professional development will be the requirement of time. It is going to bring in a complete transformation in higher education. A lot of regulatory reforms will be recognized, like recognizing the need for autonomy and innovation in education. So National Education Policy 2020 seeks to reduce the regulatory burden on educational institutions and free them to experiment and excel, because experimentation is going to be at its best when this new education policy will be rolled in, because all colleges will have a different infrastructure. All colleges are offering different. It's not that in one particular colleges these courses are offered, so these courses are offered by the other colleges also. So experimentation is going to take its toll, and digital education is now no more an experiment, because it has already done. We have discussed the challenges of a new education policy, and we were trying to discuss the strategies. We were trying to discuss the strategies to overcome these challenges. So it is imperative to develop well-being, well thought out strategies to surmount these challenges and harness the vast potential of national education policy. First thing is financial commitment. The government will have to allocate a substantial budget for the successful implementation of new education policy. But exploring public-private partnerships can be a viable strategy to raise educational funds for education, because earlier the manpower that was required for me to deliver a course in BA Honors History was very different from now what is required. Now, if I need 6 credits of political science and 6 credit of defense and strategic studies, then this becomes my purview, how I'm going to arrange it. I can more or less talk to the department. If they provide the manpower, that is okay. But if they do not provide the manpower, is the new education policy giving me a chance to recruit, or on a temporary basis, or having to call visiting faculty, or what is the how this issue is going to be addressed? Because manpower planning is going to be very, very difficult. Second thing is teacher empowerment. Teacher empowerment in the sense this, we are talking about multidisciplinary education, we are talking about transdisciplinary education, we are talking about interdisciplinary education. Are we going to do away with all the existing faculties? Like, for example, in the first year, his student was doing 6 credits, 6 papers, 6 3s are 18 credits of history. Second, and all the 4 years, all the 4 semesters, he was doing 6 papers, like 18 credits, 18 to 20 credits each semester. Now it has come down to 6 credits in a year. So what are the teachers going to do? So the problem that is going to solve it is we will have to have multidisciplinary people. We will have to have teacher empowerment programs, which will enable them to address more than one subjects, or at least to address these subjects which are for ability and skill enhancement, which are there for vocational education. Because like for ability and skill enhancement, we have adopted courses like communication skills, because at times the student is very, very good. He is like a moving encyclopedia, 100 and 100, 199. But when it comes to expression, he is not able to clear any interview or able to express anywhere. So who is going to teach those communication skills? Is it a history teacher who is going to teach those communication skills, or the English department is going to give this communication skill manpower to the rest of the university? How we are going to address it? So teacher empowerment is going to be a very, very big challenge. As I told you, curriculum development and adaptation. First thing is developing a curriculum in this manner which suits to standardize and to make the curriculum flexible. And when we talk about inclusivity and equity, it is targeted efforts must be made to bridge the digital divide, particularly rural and remote areas. Scholarships, financial assistance, and community-driven initiatives can help marginalized students access quality education. Like, for example, NEPTL, SWAYAM, many courses the government is allowing that up to 12 credits each semester you can earn from SWAYAM and NPTL. But is this digital education available in the remotest of the areas? That has to be checked. Now, community participation. This kind of, first thing is, we will have to educate the parents also to introduce this new education policy. Ma'am, I think you have to mute your mic, please. So community participation is also required, because making it understand to the students that how the change we are going to introduce and how through this change, what are the benefits the student is going to get, was very, very difficult task for us for first 2 years. Now we are into the 3rd year. So because students learn faster from other students. So the senior students are now able to guide the junior students. But earlier, we used to face this kind of questions. No, I want to do BA Honors History. My credits for history are reduced. Why do I need to do anthropology or this? I am sure that I want to do history. I will do B.Ed after this, or I will do PhD in history, and I want to get into education. So why I need all these things? So community participation will be required. We will have to educate people around the student to understand this education system, which is very, very different from the existing education system. Integration of technology. Now, the effective integration of technology can revolutionize education delivery. Online and blended learning models can be harnessed to reach students in geographically dispersed areas. Like new education policy is now saying that the students can acquire 2 degrees simultaneously. So suppose as a student, I decide that I should do BA Honors History as well as BA Political Science also. How is this possible? It may be possible for the student, but how do we collaborate while making the timetable? How do we allow that student to have this flight that you are allowed? So here in technological integration will be required, that most of the courses are available through technology, that here some credits you are doing BA Honors History, some credits you are earning digitally, which you can avail, which you can do at your availability of time. Same way, second degree you are doing there also. Some whatever time matches, but the rest of the education you are able to do through technology. A lot of research, like BA Honors, this 4 years program, this 3 years program, I told you it in the first year, it is basically a 3 discipline program, complemented by skill development courses, ability enhancement courses, vocational courses, minor courses. And discipline 1, 2, 3 are BA Honors History is discipline 1. The second is anything from the arts domain, and third thing, open elective, anything from the college or the university you want to take, depending on you are a college or you are a university. For 3 years, it goes like this, that in the first semester, 3 disciplines, first year, 3 disciplines, second year, 2 disciplines, third year, only the specialized discipline, like if you're doing BA Honors History, so all the specialization papers you will be doing of history. Now, 4th years is a research-based. Now you will be doing some courses, maximum credits you will be earning through research that can be, that is known as NTCC, non-teaching credit courses. Non-teaching credit courses are like you are doing some dissertation or a major project or a term paper, something like that students will be doing. So it is like if a student decides to do 60% of his credits through research, then a lot of innovation will be required, that we will be giving him research methods. We will have to have research papers based on research methods, where he will be first taught how to carry out the research, and then his research has to be timely checked. Right. So this new education policy is encouraging research and innovation in education, which is critical. And this includes developing and implementing innovative teaching methods, assessment techniques. We will have to come up with different assessment techniques and overall improvements in the quality of education. And as I said earlier, we were focusing on making the student a good citizen. Now it is focused on making him a global citizen. Right. So global collaboration will be required. Collaborating with international education institutions and organizations can help India tap into global best practices, gain valuable insights, and foster a global perspective among its students and educators. And for this also, the model framework which UGC has given for new education policy, this allows the students to gain credits. Say suppose you have a collaboration with some university in Ireland, right? And those students can come here and study for a semester, and your students can go there and study for a semester. So a course mapping will be done. So in this way, each semester, student can earn up to 12 credits from there and then come back. And that course mapping has to be done, that how those 12 credits which have not been earned from here, that has been done from there, it has been mapped, that the student is not missing anything. But this new education policy is putting a lot of focus on global collaborations. What are the possibilities and visions for the future? We can say that in the grand tapestry of India's educational landscape, NEP 2020 represents a bold stroke because this is going to bring in a lot of change. As I told you that the greatest challenge is change to resistance to change, that it is difficult to change so much. Right. So NEP 2020 represents a bold stroke, a vision that holds the potential to transform the nation's educational ecosystem. It is going to change the entire ecosystem of the country. As we explore the possibilities and visions for the future, it is essential to recognize that these prospects are intertwined with the challenges and strategies as I have discussed. Right. So this new education policy is going to, it's like transforming education from the ground up. It is complete change. NEP 2020 emphasized on foundational literacy and numeracy is not just a minor policy detail. It's a profound shift in priorities. By ensuring that every child acquires these basic skills, is setting the stage for a more equitable and inclusive education system. In the long run, this will reduce disparities and provide a stronger educational foundation for the students. And the main thing we have to understand, why is this entire change required? What is the, then it is from a narrow specialization to multidisciplinary approach, that each student who's coming will be a multi-talented student, will have multiple disciplines to address to after he is educated. So fostering a multidisciplinary approach is what national education policy is looking forward to. And the policy's promotion of a multidisciplinary approach to education will empower students to explore their interests and passions across diverse domains. They can, after doing their graduation, think of getting into, after doing their BA Honors History, they can get into defense, they can get into historical journalism, they can get into artificial intelligence, because the exposure to all that, those domains have been given during their education. This approach aligns with the demands of a rapidly changing job market where versatility and adaptability are the prized attributes. No more one particular person is required to do a particular kind of job. Change in the industry is also abrupt, and to address these changes, multi-talented people are required into the market. Now, NEP 2020 focuses on vocational education promises to bridge the gap between education and employment. People are educated, but they are unemployed. So here in new education policy is making them skilled into a particular you can say into a particular art or a particular science, and by equipping students with a practical skill and knowledge, we can create a workforce that is not just employable, but also capable of driving innovation and entrepreneurship. They can start something of their own. So the gap we are facing today between education and employment may be addressed through this, because this workforce, which is now coming out educated as graduates, is also having some skills wherein they can think of their own startups. So it is going to revolutionize the higher education. The transformation of higher education with flexible undergraduate programs and multiple exit points, as I told you, that 1 year you have done, fine, you can be a certificate in history. Then 2 years is diploma in history. 3 years is degree in history. And if you have done 4 years, then it is BA honors degree with research. So this multiple, not only multiple exit, multiple entry is also allowed. That suppose 1 year you have done from somewhere and you want to do some second year from some other place, you are allowed to do that. So in this case, what we as private sector are facing is that we have to be up on our toes. We have to provide the best so that the students at least are not exiting for that they are not getting the best. So earlier it was like once a student has taken admission in BA first year, and then they are with us for 3 years, and then they used to go. But now every year multiple exit and multiple entry is there. So a lot more challenge will be there to the faculty, to the administration, to regulate these changing, to do the course mapping, and to accommodate those who are coming, and means a lot of capacity building will be required. As you know, the transformation of higher education with flexible undergraduate programs and multiple exit programs has the potential to reduce the burden of rote learning and examination stress. It also encourages students to explore different subjects, fostering a spirit of inquiry and critical thinking. Now, this is definitely going to unlock the power of digital education. The incorporation of technology into education is a powerful tool for democratizing learning. We have seen that abhi kitab padna is a old age thing. हम लोग पढ़ते थे किताब. But nowadays, asking a student to read a book is a very, very difficult task. It is the biggest punishment you can give to your. I remember when my teachers used to give me a book, I used to feel privileged. I want to tell it to everyone that my ma'am has given me her own book so that I can study. But now it is like giving a punishment to the student. So what they want to do, आप उनको YouTube पे कुछ दे दो कि अच्छा ठीक है ये वाला episode देख लो so that you know this, और ये वाला podcast. I made my YouTube channel, completed entire history, gave it to my students, and then asked them कि बेटा metro में जाते जाते देख लेना. Then the student says, ma'am, मैं तो अपनी गाड़ी से जाता हूँ, मैं कैसे देख सकता हूँ? Then we say, okay, ठीक है भाई, podcast ले लो, तुम सुन लेना, ट्रांजिस्टर के जैसे सुन लेना. So this is going to unlock the power of digital education in the sense that all these 171 credits cannot be earned in the classes. Students will require to do it digitally from Swayam, from NPTEL, and we teachers will have to bear the social responsibility of providing this digital material. As I said, to conclude now, I can say that the new education policy is a visionary document that has a potential to redefine education in India. It is a call to action, a commitment to a brighter future where education is not a privilege, but a fundamental right for all. Now, however, realizing this vision requires a collective effort from all stakeholders, that is government, educational institutions, teachers, students, and society at large. The challenges are formidable, but they are not beyond our level of taking it. And by embracing these possibilities and developing effective strategies, India can transform its education system into a powerhouse of knowledge and innovation. The success of NEP 2020 will determine the future of our nation, and it is a failure that we must shape with care, that we have to save with care, with wisdom and determination. And as we embark on this educational journey, let us remember that the transformation of education is not just a policy change. It is a societal transformation. It is the promise to our future, our children, a commitment to a better future, and a testament to the power of education to challenge lives and nations. Thank you very much for your attention, and I eagerly await your questions and discussion on this pivotal topic. Thank you very much.
As the speaker has asked for the queries, she would like to answer the queries, if any. All of you are requested to put your queries for the discussions.
As I think, ma'am, there are not many questions I couldn't hear. So I would like to say that we have already rolled in new education policy. We have faced the challenges through hits and trials. We have come up with answers also. And the greatest of the problems were two only. One was resistance to change, and the second was operational issues. We did not know how to cater these timetables at all, and we had nightmares when the students were coming to us. So whenever this new education policy gets into place, I will be very happy to help all of you. As I said, I'm an alumni of DAV College Muzaffarnagar, and I feel proud of taking the banner of DAV College Muzaffarnagar to wherever I go. I have recently joined. I was with the Amity University Noida for a long 17 years, and now I have joined Amity University Mumbai. So I will be always here as an alumni of DAV College. I remember my teachers from B.Ed College and Law College, and please convey my regards to them. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me, Garimama.
Just for the, I would like to invite our principal for the formal thanks and Professor Sanjeev Kumar ji. Before that, I would like to appreciate the things you have mentioned here, that the digital education is a very need of the hour. That after the Corona period, we have been very much familiar with the online mode of the education, but after the NEP 2020, it has become the compulsory for all of us to earn the credit, because many of the every university, some allows 20%, some allows 15%, some allows 25%, and the national and international universities and the institutions permit more than 25% also. The online, they can be, credits can be earned by the online or the digital education. So it is a compulsory thing for all of us to understand the need of the digital education and adopt it as our regular education, because the rote learning, to depend on the rote learning will not continue, will not be able to do more and much more. So one more thing that you have mentioned in your lecture, that the allocation of budget on behalf of the government, it should be allotted, but the every speaker, we are having this the sixth session. Every speaker is talking about the public partnership, public-private partnership for the proper implementation of the NEP. So I think for the aided colleges, this is a new concept. They are not ready to accept this because they are always dependent on the government aid, and whatever we say, the obstacle is that there is no grant allocation. So I think the other second change or transformation we have to adopt is the we must seek ourselves also. We have to seek ourselves also as for the academia or industry interaction. The same way we have to work on that also. So many changes are necessary to be incorporated for the proper implementation of the NEP. So you have highlighted all of them very nicely. Any more question from the audience? आपकी, हाँ, चारू जी ने लिखा है नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन है, और सुनीता मैम ने लिखा है उसमें चैट बॉक्स में कि आपको सुन के उन्हें अच्छा लगा यहाँ पर.
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
बीच में हमारे प्रिंसिपल प्रोफेसर संजीव कुमार जी, he has reached here. He will like to thank you, Professor Venus. ऐसे मत जा, हिंदी में दे दो.
नमस्कार. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इस सभागार में जो हमने ऑनलाइन आपका ये सेमिनार में आपने जो प्रेजेंटेशन दिया बहुत अच्छा लगा, और NEP के लिए जितना भी हो सकता है हम लोग उससे कुछ फ़ायदा उठाएंगे, और इस तरह के सेमिनार जो होते हैं बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं. इनका इम्पैक्ट जरूर कहीं ना कहीं होता है. हम टीचर्स जितने भी हैं अभी तो NEP को समझ ही रहे थे कि किस तरह से NEP के साथ चलना है, और वो जो चीज़ें आप लोग बताते हैं वो ज़रूर हमारे लिए कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ दिशा निर्देश देती है, और हम उससे कुछ ना कुछ ज़रूर सीखते हैं, और ऐसा मेरा मानना है. गरिमा जी ने जितना भी ये काम किया है ये बहुत वाकई में है. इतने लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ा है, बहुत अच्छी बात है.
Thank you so
Once
much.
again, PhD.
Thank you so much. Like DAV College Muzaffarnagar is my second home in Muzaffarnagar. So I will be very, very happy to be associated ever. And if I can be of any help, I will be, I will be happy like anything to do that. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me.
We will also very.
Thank
You are
you.
pride of our institution also.
If this time when I come to Muzaffarnagar, I'll try to do that, ma'am.
Definitely,
Please
definitely.
visit JV College.
We shall welcome you again.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is the time to announce the end of this session. We will meet at 10:30 tomorrow. Thank you very much.